Page 23, Upon Reflection. This sounds more like a nocturne type thing where it's something gentle. Play in the evenings to kind of wind down and relax. It's got a lot of eighth notes in it though, so let's talk about it. It's got multiple voices again too. We got to deal with those. I'll look it over. It's a page long. It's longer than that because of the DCL coda, but as far as music goes, it's a page to do. Treble and bass clef, at least to start. One sharp in the key signature, so it's either in G major or E minor. If we look at the end, at the bottom, or here, or here, it's a G major chord. I'm guessing we're in G major, but go ahead and do the scales in our pages for both G major and E minor. And 4/4 time signature. Let's take it one hand at a time. Let's make sure we have the rhythm and the fingering. Right hand, 1 and 2. You'll go ahead and use second thumb again in second measure here, because I'm coming up here with 2/5. I don't use thumb again. Thumb doesn't have to do all of that. I don't use a 2/3 here because I got to come up here, and it's easier to reach that with here. Yeah. And then third measure, 1 and 2 and 3. And again, some people, these ties, they mess them up. I don't understand this rhythm. Well, temporarily take out the tie and just play all the notes. So just eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3. Once you get an idea of that, you put the tie and just hang on to the note rather than playing it again. Yeah. Going on. And come up. Measure 6, hold the whole note down. Here, and going on a 2 again. I need the 2 because I've got more. I run out of fingers if I don't. So, and hold the dotted quarter note down. Here. Here. There. I want this. That's the melody, but I gotta hold this down. Measure 9, 1 and 2. You can't hold the E down for the rest of the measure because you can play it at the end. So that's all right. 1 and 2 and 3. You hold it down as long as you can. At the bottom, the last line of the coda, you're here. Hold that down. It's a quarter note. And then it's a G. The squiggly line I'll come back to. Just play it. And then here, and then a 1, 2, 4 at the end. Okay. Left hand, what do we got here? We got 1 and 2. See, sometimes you get an E and sometimes you get a D. Watch out. And measure 4, it's 1 and 2. Just cross over for one note. Stay in this position. Measure 9, you're down here. Crossing over for one note. Oh, that's so much for that. Measure 15, 2 voices. Hold the whole note down. Is it 1? Hold them both down. And measure 16, you got those down at the end. Here, hold that down. There. Pretty much. And then the coda. For measure 22, you get treble clef. You're up here. 1 and 2 and thumb, because you reach down for the other G. It's an octave lower. That is a G. You need to know that note if you don't know it. Learn the note. It's a good note. G. Okay. Put the hands together here. Here. So forth. You put the hands together. I already did. And then go back over it just a couple measures at a time and get rid of any hesitations. Play as much of this as without looking at the keyboard as you can. This left hand, when you're moving around, whatever, you might have to look for that. But otherwise, we want to feel it. We want to feel where these notes are. Then I add the articulation, and this is very connected. It's like every couple of measures is a phrase where you can lift up if you want. Sometimes you have to lift up, you get a rest. Okay. And the left hand, I think I would connect this. Just connect. lifting up in the right hand, I would connect the left. Then the dynamics. MP, that's the melody, it's the right hand here. Sort of soft. This in the background. Keep it. Measure 6, you get a swell here. There, that's your target. Then another swell. Measure 9, you're moderately loud in the right hand. Here. Keep the left hand soft. Measure 13, you're loud in the right hand. Now, measure 14, that's loud. This, no. Soft. Like the left hand. And in measure 15, just make sure in the right. And then once you do that, that B stays down. Here. And keep the B down because it's a whole note. There's two voices there. So in measure 16, so we got all these notes down at the end on that fourth beat in measure 16. Yeah. Put in the dynamics, and then I add the speed. Reflective andante, oh good grief. Just a nice, gentle. I don't know about the speed of the beat, it's just a gentle feel. If you can't be gentle that fast, slow it down. How fast you can be gentle, but be gentle. Now the roadmap, just real quick on where do we go when. Measure 9 has a reverse repeat sign. You get first and second endings here. Measure, or the fourth line down, measure 13, 40, 56, that's all one ending, okay? Then you repeat back to measure 9, and you play that third line again, and then the second time you skip the fourth line, because that whole line is an ending, so then you go straight to measure 17, and you go to the end of that. That's a DC al coda. DC, remember, means go back to the beginning. We go all the way to the top. Al coda is the coda sign, that's a circle with a crosshairs, and you'll see that between measure 6 and 7. There's also a double bar there. Doesn't have to be a double bar there, but there's a circle with a crosshairs. So when you finish measure 6, you immediately jump to measure 21 and finish it there. Keep a steady beat all the time you're jumping around. Now again, underneath the staff at the beginning, there's a cone ped. That means you can use pedal with this, but they don't tell you when and how. And that's very common in music. A lot of times they don't tell you. It's interpretation. You have to decide how you're going to use the pedal. You can try pedaling everything and just changing it with the harmony and see what that sounds like. So notes first, then pedal. Change it after I play the notes. Change. 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 You know, I'm just changing with basically each measure. That keeps the pedaling simple, but in my opinion, it's a little too blurry. I would prefer it a little cleaner. Well, if that's the case, I gotta fix this. So I want to pedal more with the melody key. And here. Now I can blur up the here. That's okay. That's the melody I was after. And what I'm doing is I'm finger pedaling the first note in the left hand. Here. I'm holding it down as best I can. Can't hold it down all the time, but mostly I'm holding it down. That way I can change the pedal in the measure and I don't lose the note. I keep it. Here. Maybe I don't pedal until the third and fourth beat hit on the first measure. So I'm not pedaling the first couple of beats or so in the measure. That way the melody's not quite so blurry. And I'm finger pedaling the first note, so I keep it. I get to keep it. Measure 9. I can't hold on to this all the time because I'm crossing over. But what I'm doing, I'm just kind of pedaling the second, third beat. That's like I put a swell in each measure. I'm pedaling with that. You experiment with the pedal. What do you like? Have your teacher help you with it. If I were your teacher, I would put in pedal markings in the music to help you out. But you have to do that yourself and be flexible. Listen very carefully to the effect the pedal is having to the sound. Let's go down to the coda at the end here. We're building up and we're getting misty here, so I'm probably just going to blur all this stuff. And these curvy lines, just boom, it's a one at a time, not rhythmic, just roll real quick. Just boom, boom. And different people will play them differently. You play them as your teacher tells you to. A lot of people will play where the top note is on the beat. These come together. Here, I don't. I play it with the bottom note on the beat. That way. It's different interpretations. I was taught in college to play the bottom note on the beat, and that's what I do. Okay. As far as the pedaling goes, again, I'm probably going to change it with each measure and just blur it. Yeah, like so. Now there's a little pedaling technique we can use at the end if you'd like, since there's a fermata and you're dying away here. Is lift the keys up. Keep your hands on the keys, just lift the keys up, and then slowly lift the pedal up. Slowly. And that lets the sound slowly die away. It's there. Here. Well, you got all this together here. And then you lift these up, and then slowly lift the pedal. And it should die away. Because I don't want this and then nothing. It's like, wow, it's like an accent when you do that. You're dying away and then suddenly there's nothing there. It fell off a cliff or something. Let it die away. If you have an electronic piano, some will do and some won't. If your piano won't let you fade out like that by lifting the pedal up, then you simply use the volume control and slowly turn it down. It doesn't matter how you get the effect, but we want the sound to die away. And we don't want it to get softer and then stop.